Hello and welcome back to my channel. It's me, MB, and I'm glad to have you here again. If you saw my previously released video discussing like a lot of things in regards to mainly minions and some of the 200 melee rework and how this actually affects our build and all that, you might have seen or heard that I have said something like, I'm pretty sure that they will add a crafting option to cluster jewels, and 2 days later GGG actually did exactly this. So this is what they have released earlier today, at least in Germany. Here we can see the new kinds of crafting methods and options which they will implement to the harvest stuff. You know, this where you have to get your seeds and all that. And so what GGG actually did is they added a way to craft an implicit mod to a cluster jewel directly, which in my opinion is super crazy. This is super crazy. Cluster jewels already are super crazy. In Delirium League, adding the option to get one more implicit to the cluster jewel is actually pretty cool. Keep in mind you cannot actually influence what kind of implicit you get, but still it's pretty damn good to get one implicit and don't have to go Val corrupted. So what I think, if they already do this, adding this option with the implicit on the cluster jewel, what actually holds them back to add more crafting options to cluster jewels? Specifically, by now I think that cluster jewels, at least the good cluster jewels, the bases that are on a high demand, they will be in a pretty low stock. So there is a high demand for the good cluster jewels, but it's hard to get those cluster jewels because they will not drop that often, because how limited the Delirium Mirror will be in the upcoming Harvest League, because it's a Harvest League and not a Delirium League, if this makes any sense. So what I think could be an option for the harvest crafting actually is if they add something like this. If you have a large cluster jewel like this one, it has 8 passive skills, which is for most builds best to have a lower number of passive skills added. And you do have, like in this case, it's chaos damage, increased chaos damage, and this dropped for you and you don't need it. That there will be an option with the harvest crafting bench or whatever it's called, to transfer this cluster jewel to, let's say for example this one, have 8 passive skills and lightning damage instead of chaos damage. This might be possible in Harvest League, or at least this is what I think will be implemented because of the high demand of certain cluster jewels. Yep. When they go this route and you are actually able to transfer one cluster jewel base to another cluster jewel base, then there are 2 ways to do it, in my opinion. It's either that they will have an option to just transfer whatever cluster jewel you put in to a totally random result cluster jewel. So you put chaos damage in with 8 passives and you get whatever, 8 passives cold damage or 10 passives minion damage or whatever. The only thing that will not be changed is what kind of cluster jewel it is. Is it a large cluster jewel, a medium cluster jewel, or is it a medium one or a small one? Yeah, this is what I think could be possible. Another thing, or another way to actually implement some kind of migration of cluster jewels would be if you would choose, or if you have a cluster jewel like this. It has 8 passives and gold damage, and you can actually choose what kind of damage you want to have when you migrate this. So for example, I put in cold damage and I want minion damage, so there is a crafting recipe for that. But it wouldn't be GGG if there would not be a downside using such craft. For example, this one has 8 passives, but you can decide what kind of damage you will get, but you cannot decide how many added passives you will get. Might be the case. So those are the 2 options that I think might make it into the game actually. Yeah, I think that's about it for this video. Let me know what do you think. Is this actually just a total brain fart, or is this actually something that you could think of as well? Is there, yeah, does this sound like GGG implementing something to a crafting system that is already huge? Just let me know. And that's it for today. See ya.